Hi, welcome to my kitchen. My name is Jennifer Mele. I'm an independent consultant with Pampered Chef, and I'm making dinner. So, welcome. I was in the process, I was blasting some Metallica and cooking dinner, and I thought, you know what? I use my Pampered Chef products all the time, whether you're watching or not. But sometimes people don't realize it's not about selling the products, it's about sharing my love for food. And so I just wanted to show you a little bit about how I roll in the kitchen and what really helps. So today is sour cream chicken enchiladas, and I had some chicken in the freezer that was already cooked. I had kept it in my 3-cup prep bowl. It has a cover. So these are great because they're good in the oven without the cover at 350 if you wanted to use them in the oven, but I also use them for storage for everything. So I'm going through my freezer and I was like, wow, I have 3 cups of chicken, what am I gonna do? And I was browsing through the chicken file. I keep a binder. This is a tip that I think it works for me and it might work for you too. I keep a binder, and they have the plastic protectors so that way if I goober them up, I can just wash them off. And this one is the one for my entrees and my sides, and I have them separated by what kind of entree. So I have a whole tab for poultry, a whole tab for pork and beef and seafood and pizza. So I was looking through my poultry section and I saw the sour cream chicken enchiladas, and it's been a while since I made them. So I used my Dutch oven. 3 tablespoons of butter, 3 tablespoons of flour, and you whisk it on medium heat till for about a minute till it gets a light brown. That's what's called a roux, and it's going to thicken your sauce. I then added 2 cups of chicken broth that I also had in the freezer, but you could use whatever carton you have in your cupboard. We all do it, so there's no judging here. So 2 cups of chicken broth with the roux. You whisk it around until it all smooths out, and then you turn it down on low and you add 1 cup of sour cream and a small, this is my measure all cup. The cool thing about this one is that when I put in my sour cream, I can push it out without having to re-scoop it again. It just snaps closed. So I added the sour cream, and then this is found in the taco aisle at the grocery store. They're mild green chilies. We're not big fans of spicy flavor, but we love the taco flavor. So I whisked them all together, I took it off the heat. I put in maybe about 2 ladlefuls inside of a 9x13 pan, and I have my tortilla wraps. In my big batter bowl is the 3 cups of cooked chicken, and when I'm dumping it out, I noticed they were really big chunks and I didn't want to take it out and cut it over again, so I use my salad choppers because I'm such a rule breaker, and I use my salad choppers to cut my chicken. So I just pop it in with my thing and just go pop, 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 and it cuts it. You will notice that some of the food gets caught in the edges, and that's not a problem. But when it comes time for washing dishes, this is my dual-sided cleaning brush. This particular one I received when I ordered my deluxe cooking blender. It comes with it, but you can also order it as a tool by itself. They're like $6, but man, they've got a sharp little pointy part to dig out the nooks and crannies. And then this is better than a toothbrush. You see the curve on it? So love it, love it, love it. It's like something that you don't realize you need until you have it. So these are my silicone measuring cups. They have the measurement on the inside. You got up to 2 cups. There's 3 sizes. There's a 1 cup, a 2 cup, and a 3 cup. I use the 2 cup for the chicken broth, and there's milliliters on the other side. And I like that because then you can squeeze it and pour it, and you can also freeze and heat these. They come with covers. So in my batter bowl, I have 3 cups of chicken. I have a very small onion, so it's not overwhelming, and a very generous portion of shredded Monterey Jack. I do shred my own cheese. If you buy shredded cheese at the grocery store, it will have a coating of chemicals that help keep it from sticking, and it's preservative, and it's something it melts differently, so you don't want to buy the shredded. Take a moment. Even if you shred it ahead of time and freeze it, and then you can pull it out when you need it later, that's what we do. So this right here is the coarse grater. It comes with a coarse grater as well as with a fine grater. and that slips right over. I don't know if you can see. I cut up my cheese into chunks, and then here, and then I just go right over a solid surface. But you can see here that it changes. I push this side in, and then the handle moves, so I can do it flat over a dish as well as angle it so it can stand on its own and I can just shred. So I shredded 16 ounces of Monterey Jack. So now I'm in the mixing phase. I take my handy dandy scraper, and multi-purpose. I used it to help with the sauce, and now I'm using it to incorporate the cheese throughout the chicken. I'm taking about 1/3 cup of the chicken mixture and putting it in they're just like the little small tortillas. It's nice when they go on sale, but honest to goodness, we never use them enough. So if I just pop them in the freezer, because I'll eat a little bit of them and then I'm like, I'm all done with them. So I put them in the freezer, and then a few months later, I go back and try again. So I don't know if you can see what I'm doing here. Let me angle this just a little bit different. Can you see me? So I have my tortilla on the counter, and I just roll it up and put it seam side down on my pan. My oven is preheating to 350. There is, of course, the cheese, the onion, and the chicken. And then when I finish assembling all of these, I'm gonna cover it with the sauce and more shredded cheese. And we won't eat all of it at once, obviously, because there's only just the 2 of us, but makes great leftovers. We'll have it through the week. I'm also gonna freeze it in small portions. So it said about 10 tortillas. I grabbed out extra from the freezer just in case, because I'd rather have too much than not enough. Although I have used the chicken mixture inside of the sauce before. Like I ran out of tortillas, and so I just kind of like sprinkled the chicken mixture over the tortillas and then put the sauce on top of that, and that was great. Nice tight wrap so they don't come unraveled. Too much. Starting to burst out of the seams. Hoo-wee. I think I was cooking for an army of 8. That's the only way I know how to cook. I try to cook small, and it never works out that way. Thank goodness Steve will eat leftovers. I'd be in big trouble. So that's it. I'm coming down to my last one. I hope you had a great day for Monday. I know in Florida it was gorgeous weather. I went for a walk today, but I followed it up with eating a whole wall of my gingerbread, so it kind of balanced me out. I need to go for another walk. Bummer. But it was quite delicious, I can tell you. So at least it took some of the guilt away with the walk. Okay, so what I did was I have made my rolls. It's just got the chicken mixture inside of the tortillas. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I made 11 actually. Now I'm gonna pour the sauce. I'd be lost without this big counter. I make a huge mess. I'm just gonna pour the sauce all on top, and I'm going to brush it over so that all of the tortillas are covered with sauce. You don't want anything dry, it gets all crunchy and weird. That's it. I double checked the recipe to make sure I didn't forget anything. Oh, we're good to go. I'm just going to smooth it over so that way all of the rolls have sauce. appreciate you joining me today. I swear, all I post are pictures of me and Steve on a motorcycle and me doing food, because that's pretty much what makes me happy. And you know what, these days, you just gotta savor happiness where you find it. And if happiness is showing you how I make my dinner, so thanks for joining me. There we go. So those chilies are really mild. They don't add a lot of heat. You can always kick it up if you want and change up what kind of peppers that you use. Now I'm gonna take my cheese. There's gonna be ooey gooey cheese all over the top because it's 16 ounces and I only use like a cup, I wanna say a cup and a half inside of the chicken mixture. So the cheese all on top of it is going to make a whole extra, like what I would consider a lasagna layer almost, you know? And that's it. So no fancy spices. You can always add cumin because honestly every time you're making tacos, cumin is what gives it that taco flavor. Me personally, I have homemade salsa that we're having for dinner tonight. So that'll give me all of the flavor I could ask and then some. So that's it. It looks like this. And like I said, it's gonna make extra and that's not a problem because it does freeze well and I'll be able to eat it for lunch as well as dinners for the next couple nights, and then some random day where I'm just too tired to do anything, I'll just take out a small little dish of it. I would keep them in smaller portions so that way I can just be like, oh, what's for dinner tomorrow? Enchiladas. Thanks for joining me. I appreciate it and I hope you're having a wonderful day. Bye. Oh, I forgot to tell you, 350, 20 to 25 minutes to make it bubbly and toasty on the top. Everything's already cooked, so you don't really need to cook it all the way through. It's just basically to warm it from the inside out. Thanks so much. Have a great day. Bye.